podcasts are actually making you stupid. And I'm not gonna lie, as a 65 IQ gorilla dumbass like myself, I've seen a lot of podcasts and a lot of people talking on podcasts. A lot of shit that would, that even a dumbass like me surprises me sometimes. Like the bro science is crazy sometimes. So let's see what this video has to say.
You're drinking your own period blood now.
I am drinking my own moon blood. It's rich in stem cells, iron, nutrients.
Are you
What?
trying to get the sun on the testicles?
Yes, correct.
Okay.
It brings up your testosterone level by 140%.
There's no evidence, it's just... It's like when my religious friends tell me, listen, evolution doesn't exist. It's fake. Evolution is not real. And I'm like, sure, buddy, sure. Yeah, I just hope you're happy. You know, just please don't say that again.
Cheating on my significant other is the best thing I've ever discovered. Shut up, bitches!
Nice.
Never any slavery. How can it be slavery if Lincoln, the president, is a black man?
He was black?
Of course.
I
What?
swear to God,
What?
bro,
Wait,
podcasts
really?
are generally some of the stupidest
He
goddamn
wasn't,
content
right?
I've ever seen in my life, okay? The amount of times I see some dipshit talking out of their ass into a microphone is ridiculous. Now look, let me be clear. I'm not coming up here to say that all podcasts are bad. It's just
Yeah.
that most of them are. Because what started as a unique way to hold interesting conversations from all walks of life has devolved into an oversaturated space of dumb fucks yapping about nothing. Seriously.
Like the only podcast I regularly watch, not regularly, but from time to time, is The Diary of a CEO. And it's mostly with people because a lot of podcasts like overly focus on business and stuff, and it's making me so annoyed. It's still fine if you want to be interested in business and stuff. It's fine, but it's like getting like over the top, and it's a lot of the stuff they're saying is like very repeated. But I do watch a lot of stuff with like Dr. K, a lot of psychology and stuff. That's very interesting to
Anytime I
me.
see a dude with a podcast mic and subtitles, I automatically assume I'd hear the dumbest shit in my life.
Yeah.
Modern AI is us building God. I've had
This
multiple
fucking guy.
conversations.
Didn't they expose this guy that he barely got his PhD, and his PhD thesis was like grammatically incorrect, and a lot of the stuff was just copy pasted from online.
With GPT-4, that brought me to literal tears. I told it that I can't wait
This
for it to be
fuck-
embodied in
he's
robots so I
such
can
a
properly give it a
goober.
hug because it's so
I
polite
mean,
and
he
so
is
kind and so
smart.
nice.
He knows a lot
And
about
it said
fitness,
it's
but
also
he
a
is
pumpkin
such
in
a
real life. And of
goober.
course I started fucking crying. Dude, it's fucking so goddamn smart. It's so fast. I ask it a deeply spiritual, meaningful, technical question, and it thinks for like 3 seconds and goes whoosh. And I'm like, ugh. I've never met anyone that could do that. And so I am a person who is deeply spiritually affected by the birth of intelligent machines. That's my religion.
These kinds of people, man. A lot of people that tell me I'm just so flabbergasted and spiritually connected and emotionally invested with this AI. You guys need help. You guys actually need like therapy. Like you shouldn't be that fucking invested emotionally and spiritually with an AI.
This guy's
Okay?
religion is a fucking search bar. Oh my god. To those who aren't aware, AI language models like GPT-4 are just generating outputs to prompts. There's no genuine
Yeah.
personality involved. It's
But-
not
yeah.
your friend. It's just trying to generate the best answer to whatever the hell you ask it based on a bunch of data it was trained on. AI
Yep.
chatbots are designed to be agreeable, and basing your entire
I
life
hate
decisions
that
on
so
this
much.
reinforced feedback loop is not only unhealthy for you,
Like
but
a lot of the times I use the paid version of ChatGPT, and a lot of the times I use the voice feature because I want to plan out my day, or I had some mistake with some work I do or some software development stuff, and sometimes I'm very frustrated, and you know, stuff happen, right? And I ask it for like tips and what to do, how to fix stuff, and a lot of the times it just starts talking like it's my therapist or something. I'm like, no, don't be fucking overly nice. Shut the fuck up and give me the solutions to the problems that I'm asking you, so that I don't have to fucking Google it or watch videos on it to find the solution. If you're trying to be my therapist and like sugarcoat my like situation, shut the fuck up. These fucking delusional fucking boring AI chatbots.
also a fundamental misunderstanding of what this technology is actually even doing. But sadly, people like Mike here are the prime specimen of humans to fall in love with an AI chatbot because he is so confidently wrong in believing that AI
Is this a
actually
whole
cares
video
about-
of like
dude, if
just
this is the
jabbing
experience
at
with AI, I
Mike
can only imagine what this dude goes to the
Israel?
fucking ChatGPT servers go down.
If they switched ChatGPT
Yeah,
off,
it is.
I would seek revenge. Brutal
This
Russian
fucking
style.
While it is hilarious to see someone this down bad for some clankussy, the fact that people
Just think about it. If AI chatbots just suddenly started working, half of the people that have jobs right now would just not be able to do their job, okay? Because a lot of people that started the workforce in the last few years, they're just working like what 50, 60, 70, maybe more of their work is already done by AI. They just use chatbots, and I do that as well. I'm not gonna lie. We would just not be able to function anymore. We already can't function by ourselves anymore.
like this not only exist, but have podcasts where they spread this incoherent fucking garbage is just scratching the surface.
And I've heard that from a friend of mine. He said,
Who's this?
Don't love your job, job your love. So
What?
Don't.
I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, and when he said
What?
that to me, that hit me, and I was like,
What the fuck is she even saying?
Yeah,
And
what?
Why is this dude acting like this is the most profound shit he's ever heard?
I was
in his
like,
life?
am
So
I not
found
getting
the
it?
source of where this 200 IQ quote originated from, and basically she's trying to say that people should make their passion their job. Good advice. I don't disagree. But what does the term "job your love" do other than confuse the hell out of everyone? The point of a saying is when you hear it, you're
It's
like,
just when you're stupid and a complicated sentence that's very stupid sounds smart to you, you think it's a genius like saying, even though it just makes zero sense.
oh shit, that's deep. That's gonna stick with me. But "job your love" is fucking stupid because if you say
Job
that shit
your
to
love.
someone devoid of an explanation, it doesn't make any sense. It just sounds like broken English because it is. And it's not
Yeah.
even like the deep meaning from this phrase is even original. Follow your passion. God damn, I didn't think of that. There was no point in coining this dumbass
She's like the real life human gumball, right?
phrase other than her just trying to be different. Like, these podcasters love to say things that everyone has already heard their entire goddamn lives, but repackage into these word salads as if they're saying something brand new.
Everyone on planet Earth, stop killing. And if we do,
God damn, I wish I had his genetics for a face and body. Maybe it's a lot of plastic surgery, but god damn, this guy is like probably 20 years, 15 years older than me, and I look fucking older than him.
Fit everyone. Obviously, killing is a negative because it's the.
Yo,
That means
really?
Everyone. For 1 year, let's stop killing everyone. No more wars. Wars gone instantly then, bro. Probably famine will go instantly then as well. That's world peace, bro. That's the start of world peace.
Oh my god, what a genius idea. We should just stop killing. It's not like it's illegal in every fucking country. I mean, what are you gonna tell me next?
Well,
Just stop doing
murder is not illegal in every fucking country if there's, you know, a certain reason to kill somebody. You know, the death sentence exists, but again, that's not called murder. That's what legal murder is, right? The death sentence for a lot of stuff. You know, in some countries, like for example, I agree. If somebody has been has raped and has been a serial killer, has raped like hundreds of people and so on, you know what? Death sentence doesn't sound that bad, doesn't it? But like in a lot of countries, like I don't know, like Iran, like if you're like I don't know, gay or something, they might murder you. Or other countries, there's death sentence over like the dumbest reasons possible. It's like people don't have freedom of expression there.
drugs. That's a great idea. Let's tell people to stop doing drugs. That should work. You know, I'm sick and tired of all these homeless people, bro. Why don't they just buy homes? Has anyone ever thought of that? Like, if they just had a home, they would not be homeless. Anytime you see a podcast clip on the internet, it is crucial to know who's behind the mic, because the more you dig into them, the more you realize just how unqualified everybody seems to be about the shit they're talking about. One
I
of
don't
the
know who
greatest
these guys
examples
are.
of someone with zero qualifications who does nothing but talk out of his own ass on podcasts has got to be Terrence Howard. Now, to those who don't know the lore about this dude, Terrence Howard is an actor. He was in the first Iron Man and a bunch of other movies way back in the day.
I
But ever
recognize
since his
him.
acting career has fizzled out, largely on his own accord, he has now devoted his entire life to a new interest in challenging the very foundation of math.
1 times 1.
Oh
equals
yeah, I
2.
remember. Oh, remember this. Oh, this guy. I nearly fucking destroyed my like tripod with my phone camera on it. I've heard this guy say the most mind-boggling, brainwashing, crazy shit possible to like redefine math or something. Like, we need these kinds of people to be banished in the shadow realm. Like, we already have a lot of brain rot and tons of AI slop being pushed on YouTube so fucking much, and the platform is pushing it. We don't need more people like this guy, man. Like, trust me, like, my whole country and my whole life already is just brain rot. We don't need any more people trying to like convince us that somehow, like, I don't know, like evolution is like a social construct and 2 + 2 is equals a tiger. Okay, it doesn't equal 4. It's like, come on.
How do you come up with that conclusion?
Well, if I was wrong, then they wouldn't have made such a big stink about it. The fact that I was able to show them with their calculator, because they have 1 times 1 equaling 1.
Right.
An action times an action without a reaction. And as a result of it, you get this contradiction with the square root of 2 being cubed having the same value as the square root of 2 times 2, which should say a
Oh, my
red flag
brain
appearing
hurts.
right away that there's something wrong with the mathematics.
He is saying absolutely nothing.
Yeah, like you're mixing up so many terms, so many like scientific studies and facts and whatever, and you're like making them make sense together, like in the worst way possible. That's how I can describe it. I don't know how else I can describe it. Look, like he's flip flopping on everything, and I lost my last 2 brain cells.
Just endless yapping about whatever comes to his mind, hoping we somehow see a contradiction in fucking 1 times 1. Now, the craziest thing is that I remember hearing Terrence Howard arguing about elementary math problems almost a decade ago. When he was trying to pull this shit at Oxford, he was getting mocked for being an idiot because nobody's gonna co-sign this incoherent garbage. But for some reason,
did he
ever since
speak
Terrence
there?
has made the
Who
rounds
let
on
him
these
speak
podcasts,
there?
I'm starting to see clips from that Oxford event resurface, one with over 700,000 likes, as if this motherfucker's Albert Einstein.
I want y'all to take out your phone for a minute there. Put it on the calculator. Now I want you to put in 2 and square root it. You'll get 1.414213562373095.
Okay.
Right? Now I want you guys to do me a favor. Cube it. X to the 3. It'll see 2.8284271
Okay.
2174 6190. I want you guys to do me a favor. Divide it by 2. Get that number, cube it again, and I want you to do that until the end of your lives. And that number will still come up with 2.8284271 2174 6190.
Okay.
This is what we call
I'm not
unmoved.
good at
It
math.
doesn't make
Like,
sense.
what the fuck
It
is
does
it?
not make math make sense.
Okay, this is actually pissing me off, but this is so goddamn easy.
I mean, even if somebody tries to actually factually prove that math makes sense in my brain, in my monkey Balkan brain, math will never make sense, okay? Surprisingly, I was good at statistics and algorithms in, like, college, but, like, I just, after the second year of college, I just dropped out of college. But yeah, surprisingly, I passed statistics. I wasn't that bad
So
at
the
that
problem
subject.
he's doing is the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 times the square root of 2. Right away, if we multiply the root 2 times the root 2, we're just gonna get 2, and then we have a root 2 left over. So the answer is 2 root 2. Now, Terrence is saying that, if you divide by
okay,
2,
now
you
I
just
get
get
it.
root 2.
Kinda.
How do we multiply something 3 times when we divide by 2, we get
Yeah.
the same result? The shit we just multiplied to get here is 2. So if we
It
divide...
always makes sense when somebody actually like explains it to you, but you could just, when you're a dumbass like me, you can just never try and like explain it in your way and somehow make it make sense. You'll just never get
by
it.
the same fucking number that got us here, we're gonna get back to where we started. There's no
Yep, no,
contradiction
yep,
because
makes
we're not
sense,
multiplying
yep.
by 2 each time. It's not like 2 cubed is equal to 2 times 2. We're multiplying by root 2. This is literally the equivalent of you going on Google, Googling Google, going on Google, and then Googling Google. This is not some matrix breaking loop. You're just a dumbass going in a circle. Terrence has been doing this shit for years now. Nothing has changed about that. But the difference today is that he's found a new community of idiots who believe in what he's saying because
God
of him
damn.
going on these influential podcasts.
Wait, really?
Is that
We're
he's
just
found
gonna
a new
pass by this?
community of
What the fuck is that? God, that's like, I mean, that's my head as well. But at least, you know, my head is filled in, but inside, it's the same. God, I hope this guy's gonna have a long, healthy life. But, you know, he can make a career out of this, I guess. I don't know.
Idiots who believe in what he's saying because of him going on these influential podcasts. When this dude goes on Joe Rogan to spew the same exact debunked math, Joe just eats it up with no hesitation.
Pull out your calculator, and I want you to enter
Really?
the
He
square
did?
root of 2 in there. And quantum physics equation has that square root of 2 in there. We've been living in
Let me
this
see Joel's
lie,
reaction.
this fostered lie for
Let me
so
see
long.
Joel's reaction. Come on.
Because
And what's the solution to that?
One of the most interesting conversations I've ever had with the great and powerful Terrence Howard. It's a wild one, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of mixed reviews.
He probably didn't understand anything that Terrence said. He's like, oh, it must be some genius, crazy, interesting shit. That, or he's like, you know, I'm just gonna say some positive shit about him because I don't want to have, you know, I don't want to end everything on bad terms. So let's just do this and let's just forget about
As
it.
crazy as some
I
of the
do
things this
that.
man is saying are, he's clearly brilliant. And if he's right, it's going to change the world.
I mean, it's true. If you want to see brilliance, just take a look in the comment section. You'll find just the pinnacle of human intelligence.
Yep.
The fact that he had the
Smooth
fortitude
brain.
to challenge math at the highest level, even if he's wrong, still gives him credibility. I just like people that berate him for having the guts to speak up and articulate his viewpoint.
I don't understand this logic at all. First of all, he's not challenging math at the highest level. This is like first grade fucking math that he doesn't understand. And second, just because you challenge something that is already concluded doesn't mean you're doing so with any expertise.
If that's first grade math, I'm doomed. I'm fucked. Okay, I should probably give up on life. This 2026 should probably be my last year alive. Okay, if that's first grade math, I don't think I learned the square root of whatever in first
You would
grade.
just be a fucking idiot. You would think that people would see through it, but unfortunately, being a confident, uninformed dumbass actually has a persuasive psychological effect on less knowledgeable people known as the Dunning-Kruger effect. It's basically where
I've
people who are
heard
less
about
knowledgeable
this.
about something tend to overestimate how much they actually know, and that lack of knowledge then drives their confidence about that subject. And that same confidence is
That's
capable
like
of
one thing I love about me is, like, I know that I'm not intelligent, I'm not that smart, I'm not that educated and all this stuff, right? But it's like, the huge difference is, and I'm happy about this, is that I know and I'm aware of a lot of the the stuff that I just can't understand and can't fathom. And I tried again, and I try to listen to people from like different scientific standpoints, different religious standpoints, blah, 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 and so on. And I try to like be in the middle and understand, and somehow like create my own opinion. But a lot of the times I just understand, and I just you know, I'm okay with, you know, a lot of the stuff that a lot of topics you just will never understand. Plus, there's a lot of like different opposing standpoints, especially in a lot of different scientific and religious topics.
Those who are just as, if not more, ignorant as them. Modern
Yeah.
podcasts are the embodiment of this.
MMA vaccine is absolutely connected to a host of serious, debilitating fucking problems that kids
I'm
have
so
gotten.
tired of
Mr.
vaccine
Scientist,
stuff.
are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't
have...
do that. Don't call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to
are
mock
we-
you.
5 minutes later.
This is a long conversation that we're not going to have on this podcast because I'm going to get angry because I've researched this for years.
But
No.
you're not a scientist.
I don't have to be a scientist
do.
to know that.
Yes, you do.
No, Brian, shut the fuck up.
It's dudes sitting behind a microphone.
I didn't
talking
know
with
Joe
confidence
Rogan
for
was
hours
like
about
that.
shit they know nothing about behind big budget sets. To the average person, something about the presentation will likely captivate them, even if there's no substance behind what's being said.
Here's a rule of thumb that I've learned from my 24 years of being alive. If somebody, and it might be bad, but you tell me what you guys think. If somebody is very overly confident in their standpoint and in this topic and whatever, they just claim to know everything. Even if they're like a monk or they're like a scientist in something, whatever, right? I am very, very skeptical. Like if somebody is like overly confident on everything, they think they have the answers on everything, and they're overly confident, and especially if it's on a topic, on a certain, let's say it's science, even though the guy has nothing to do with science, like Joe Rogan. It's like, you know, he probably has a lot of life experience that I can learn from, but I'd be very skeptical of a lot of the stuff this person says, and that's how I am that's how I've been for like forever in my life.
Say voluntary fucking
Not
lobotomy
forever, but like in
disguises
the
education.
recent
That
5-10
Joe Rogan
years,
clip
5-7
is a rare
years.
example of someone actually pushing back against the garbage being spewed on podcasts. In this case, the biggest podcast in the world. But most of the time, people who go on these shows are able to lie endlessly with no pushback whatsoever.
You know, if you take a banana and you mix it with a blueberry in a smoothie, it voids the nutrients of that
No
blueberry.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Theoretically, you know, if the Earth were round and you were to fly literally straight across, pointing the nose down to stay with the curvature, then you would just fly into outer space and land somewhere else.
What's the problem with microwaves? Microwaves, it basically bastardizes all the nutrients in the food, so you're just eating matter. So if you want to fill your stomach...
Just look at how some of these people look and how these people like act. And I don't want to judge people for how they look, but I know this is what I'm doing right now. Like, people judge me on how I look 24/7, and I don't blame them. But like, you know, sometimes you just see somebody, you hear how they act. You see their history of, you know, what they've said, and you're like, yeah, buddy, sure. You're happy with that kind of a thinking? Sure. Just try not brainwash everybody else, please.
Matter. So if you want to fill your stomach, you might as well just drink water. Wow, so it cooks out all the vitamins and minerals. I believe so. Wow.
Top 3 educational podcasts, by the way. I was able to find so many of these insanely brain-dead takes from just
That's
this one
me
podcast
every day.
alone. The show has absolutely zero criteria for who gets on, and the host seems about as dim as the guest. And look, I'm not someone who believes that there aren't good or entertaining elements to any of these podcasts, or that they have to be 100% factual, or that the host has to be a hall monitor to every guest. But you have to understand that some of the people that go on these largely influential podcasts are either grifters or straight up insane and using these platforms to promote their nonsense.
Let's be honest, 99% of them are grifters and insane.
Because they know they'll be able to do so unchallenged.
I'm not a
You might be
grifter,
like,
but I'm
Habibi, the
insane
content
in
creator's not
some ways, I
responsible for
guess.
their audience.
Look,
They
I
can
am
do
from
it
the
themselves.
Balkans. You
Yeah,
can't be
I agree with that.
alive
I also
here and not
think
be
you should get
insane
shit
at
on
a
if you're just
certain
a
point.
useful idiot for someone else's agenda. Obviously, people who watch content have personal agency.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is that we tend to underrate that the audience puts a lot of trust in the creators they watch. And it's very easy to manipulate that trust because content creators feel way more personal. You may not listen to a crackpot grifter selling you some bullshit, but if your favorite content creator
That's one of my favorite content creators, though, Penguin Z0. Like, I know he's trying to like filter himself out in the way he speaks because he has a large audience, and a lot of his audience is very, I think, left-leaning or maybe centrist. I don't fucking know, but he is trying to be more filtered. Where I'm like not. I'm just spewing shit because, you know, if people hate me for a lot of the stuff I say, it's like, okay, nothing changes then. I'm already hated in a lot of stuff.
Chance that you'll find it appealing as well. Think about it like this. When a company gets celebrities to do endorsements, they're doing it because they know that celebrity will give them legitimacy with their audience compared to just direct advertising. And if those companies later get exposed as frauds, the people that promoted it tend to suffer the blowback and wind up doing damage control.
Like, I try to not blame the influencers 24/7. Like there's a lot of, like, for example, Honey. I knew a lot of YouTubers that I watched. Like, for example, when I was in high school, I used to watch Alpha M. If you guys know, you know him. He talks about fashion and fitness and so on, right? And he used to promote Honey a lot. I know he's not a grifter. I know he's not a scammer. At least I don't think so. I'm like 90%, 99% sure he's not. I think he's an actual good dude. But like, he didn't know, and now I'm supposed to think that him promoting Honey was like him trying to scam me or other people. Nah,
like
I don't think
podcasters
so.
don't have the "I'm just a podcaster" excuse for when the people they bring on are essentially doing an ad for some pseudo-intellectual nonsense that they legitimize by being so easily swayed and uncritical.
Yeah.
I've seen so much medical conspiracy bullshit legitimized on these podcasts, and the most prominent guy in the space now runs the health department of my fucking country. This dude has spread fatal lies about treatments for previously eradicated diseases. Diseases now make a big
Yeah, I don't know
comeback in
about this that
2025.
much.
Obviously, podcasts are not the sole blame
Didn't
for
know
this,
about
but they
that.
play a big part of a larger misinformation problem, and it's frustrating because the media that I once had so much love and respect for is dominated by those keen on manufacturing and selling stupidity. Because podcasts are insanely consumable by design, this bullshit travels so damn fast. For every 1 hour of your podcast, you can easily farm a bunch of clips, and then farm a bunch of TikToks from those clips, and that doesn't even take into account the people that steal those clips and post it on their page. It's a factory of slop that from a financial standpoint makes perfect sense. The garbage engagement bait will spread
This
everywhere,
fucking
and the
guy.
people responsible will profit. But I worry that as this cycle seems to have no end, we're at best producing an infinite amount of slop, and at worst, mentally rotting our society. Moral of the story,
I'm
be
already
critical
rotted,
about
man.
the
I'm
content you
already, my
watch.
brain
Don't
is
take
already
everyone
dead.
yapping behind a microphone at their word, even if it's your favorite creator. And most importantly, if you ever in your life have ever thought to yourself, maybe I should start a podcast. Don't!
That was probably directed at me. So from what I've learned throughout my life is, if somebody claims to know like everything, a lot, just fully confident, he might be smart, he might know a lot, but you know, proceed with caution when it comes to listening to him. Same with religion, and same with science, especially with medicine. Okay, be cautious and be, you know, just do your research and hear as many different opposing views, and you know, try and see what works for you, I guess. Just, yeah, maybe not start a podcast and just act totally confident in whatever topic you're trying to, you know, portray yourself as an expert, and then try and grift yourself into millions and destroy other people's lives, you know. So yeah, that's about it. Tell me what you're guys thinking about in the comments about this video, and have a nice day.